It's 5:17 on your Tuesday morning. A weather impact alert really goes into effect later tonight as our first big round of heavy rain moves in. So the flooding threat really increases tonight and into early tomorrow morning. But we do have some rain for your Tuesday afternoon. We're going to put it at about 30 to 40% chance of scattered rain during the daytime hours with more clouds and a couple showers. We'll mostly stay in the upper 70s to right near 80, maybe 81, 82. But tonight after sunset, 7 to 8 p.m., the chance of storms increases, and we'll be watching for that flood risk to develop as we go through the overnight hours, and especially tomorrow morning around this time. It is looking wet across the area. Luckily, this big complex of storms we had move along the Gulf Coast has now moved out into the Gulf waters. It's going to continue to head east. Elsewhere, there's a few light showers, but nothing significant this morning. What we're watching is this big complex of storms that have developed out in Texas. This is the first round of rain with this storm system that will be racing down our direction. It will get to us later on tonight and last through the overnight hours. Let's show you the wet breakdown of this forecast and just how much rain we have coming our direction. So PrecisionCast shows a couple isolated showers through the daytime. Big rain is to the north of us this afternoon. Here we are at 6 and 7 p.m. this evening. Notice complex of storms starts to blow in, showing the dark reds and pinks that one or two of these storms could be strong with gusty winds. There is a low tornado risk, and there is that risk for maybe some hail, but the big risk is still for heavy rain. That will continue to move in as we head into tonight. Notice there are some breaks mixing in, but we continue to see showers and storms redevelop through the overnight hours, and this is where problems could really start to develop somewhere in our region. Once we go into tomorrow morning, you just get that training effect of the heavy rain moving over the same areas, and so by tomorrow morning could start to see some street flooding develop. Yeah, there may be some breaks mixing in the rain tomorrow, but still we'll keep a chance for scattered showers throughout Wednesday, and then more rain moving into Wednesday night and into parts of Thursday. So how much rain are we talking about? Well, I still think 3 to 6 inches is a fairly good bet for a majority of the area, meaning most of you will at least see 3 inches later tonight and into tomorrow morning. However, there will likely be a couple spots where those heavier showers and storms train over the same areas. That's where the rain will add up much faster, and we could talk about 6 to maybe 10 inches of rain. Not going to happen for everyone, but it could happen in isolated spots. Models have been showing consistently that there will be a tiny corridor of over 6 to maybe 10 inches of rainfall. And where that happens could be anywhere, north, south, or west of us. So that's what we're going to have to follow through Wednesday morning. And that's just for tonight. That doesn't include the rain happening maybe into Wednesday night and Thursday. So the entire state of Louisiana is under that level 4 out of 5, or excuse me, level 3 out of 4 risk for flooding. That is a fairly elevated risk for flooding for the entire area. That is the main concern with all this. But again, we're going to have to watch for a couple storms that could be strong with winds, hail, and even an isolated tornado, but the flood risk is definitely the main thing we're watching out for. Now, the flood risk may become more isolated into tomorrow night and into Thursday, but we'll still keep a risk for some flash flooding or street flooding as we head into the end of the week. And depending on where the heaviest of the rain falls, we'll have to keep an eye on some of our rivers as well by the end of the week. Chance of rain stays high on Friday at 60%, but it does decrease as we head into the upcoming weekend. I'm going to keep a 30% chance of rain on Saturday, a 20% chance of rain on Sunday for Mother's Day, but I don't think we have any heavy rain threats this weekend. It'll just be some lingering showers thanks to this slow moving storm system. So over the next 3 days, weather impact alerts for that risk mainly for flooding. That flood risk will begin to decrease as we head into the weekend, and honestly, the weekend doesn't look too bad. Our marine forecast, small craft use caution in effect, going to be a bit choppy. Outside of that, watching for the chance for rain and storms. High tide will be this afternoon, and low tides happening through the rest of the morning.